The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with the latest news, guides, walkthroughs, and previews, like this week's featured article previewing the upcoming game Serial Cleaners, where players have to clean up crime scenes for the mob. That is fantastic.
Chris, you played that one before, huh?
What's that?
Nothing. Proceed.
This is the one live read I didn't read ahead of time, and that really caught me. That was good. Serial Cleaners. So be sure to check out their weekly Shack Chats where the staff discusses the hottest topics in gaming. And you can join in on all the conversations by using the Shack News Cortex. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @ShackNews and @ShackNews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio, presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflog Show.
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn about it. Attack by Chuck. To the 10. He's still running to the 5. Dips up to the
It's time! The Big Play
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. What is going on, everybody? I've yet to ever get that right with us in the right Twitter handle spots. What's going on? I'm your host, Big Play Dave, alongside two of my favorite people, Mr. Nick Padone and Chris McNeil. Gentlemen, how we doing?
What a day.
Whew. Chris, you've had a day, man. You've been all over the place.
I'll tell you what, I've been in Cleveland, I've been in Columbus, been to my kids' football game. I talked to the best Browns quarterback of my lifetime, Bernie Kosar, this morning for his new fantastic show along with Hanford Dixon. And then on this show, Dave, we get to talk to the best Buckeyes quarterback of my lifetime in Troy Smith. So what a day. That is a full day, Dave. If you're still there. Which apparently he is not. Is it just me? Nick, are you there? So let's break down what happened yesterday with the Browns. Since it is just me. Joe Woods, should he stay or should he go? I say he should go. Nick, can you hear me? Nick, do you want input? You do not want input. Just me on the telecast right now. With no teleprompter at all. So anyway, that Browns game was ugly. Obviously, not exactly what we were looking for out of the Cleveland Browns. And I'll tell you, after you start off 1-0, you get Cade York kicking a long field goal. You're thinking, okay, we've got a little bit of momentum coming back home. You got expectations with this team. And then you go and lay an egg against the freaking Jets. The Jets of all teams. I mean, I could understand if we were playing a team in our division or anybody who we thought, might give this team a good run. But this was the freaking Jets, and they're a punching bag for the league, or should be. I know that now we're hearing on the back end that there's a lot of upside for this team, but I don't buy it. I think the Browns should have destroyed that team, and that was a tremendous letdown for us as a team. And Joe Woods has to be one of the fall guys, although it falls on the players to execute as well. I mean, what the heck was Denzel Ward doing out there? Completely clueless. This is a guy, we were talking about Ohio State, a guy we're very, very high on and should be, and brings a lot of swagger to that secondary. And he was out to lunch, completely out to lunch on there. Grant Delpit, out to lunch on that play. And you just cannot have a collapse like that if you're the Cleveland Browns. And we cannot continue to have that happen. And Joe Woods is in charge of that. And Joe Woods right now is should be on the hot seat, and it should be very, very hot. So let's see. Do we have the guys back in here yet? It looks like they're talking. I'm talking. I'm going to jump off. Let's see if this works. Hello. Hello. No.
Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, there we
Chris,
are.
We're
Hey
back.
now.
We're back in business.
All right, we're back in business.
One Labatt spill.
One Labatt's took out the whole.
Is that what it was? Very nice.
We rebounded within 6 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. We're back.
So no one could hear me. So I blame Dollar Dog Nick, who is here eating dots, having a root beer.
Could
What's
anyone
going on?
hear
man?
me? Because I just continued to talk.
Yes, we got you, man. I heard you, Chris. More importantly, and I think
Jeanette checking in on YouTube. There we are. She couldn't hear us.
I think we agree with everything that you said. Do you think that Joe Woods is on the hot seat? I mean, it's Steeler week.
He's got to be.
We know how that goes.
He's got to be. I mean, you got to execute as well. And that's what we talked about a lot this morning with Bernie and with Hanford. We were going through some of the plays, and you know, the guys have got to execute what they're supposed to, what's being drawn up for them. But I'll tell you, even Hanford and Bernie were having a hard time determining right off the bat what the scheme was. So
Chris, by the way, so Chris came to the studio today
Yeah.
and was hanging out at the Bernie Kosar show with Hanford Dixon. How cool was that to watch them break down plays?
In real time. In real time. They were pulling it out. I mean, old school, you had Bernie there with a grease board, just kind of diagramming everything that was going on. And they were going back and forth and bouncing off. Okay, I think this guy was supposed to do this. You know, you look at where his shoulders are at. You had Hanford saying, you know, these guys aren't chipping the way we did back in the day. And that's something that they have to address. And I mean, really getting down into the nitty gritty. And that was really cool and something you're going to see come out from Big Play. And I think everyone is going to enjoy that.
How about this live YouTube comment, guys, that we got about Dave's Labatt spillage right
Oh,
here
no. What do we got?
from Johnny, who puts up there, way to see this through, guys, unlike the Browns defense out there.
At least we recovered.
Hey, we recovered, man. We didn't, no blown 14-point lead on this show.
That's right.
That was disgusting, man. You know, like Chris said, Bernie and Hanford pretty much covered it all, but I don't know.
Yeah, but let's keep drilling into that, because we were talking before the show started. You're Joe Woods. Time to go.
I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, okay.
I understand that they can't do it this week because it's a short week and things
Right.
are as dysfunctional as they can be, though. And you had Denzel Ward today, and I know people are, arguing he's got to play better. It was partially his fault in that blown coverage, which is true. He was definitely not in the right spot. But he spoke out today. He took to Twitter today and then met with the media,
which is not something he does. I mean, you Nadornia days, you know this.
When your quiet players speak up, something has to change. We said this last year when it was Myles Garrett who took to the podium and said, you know what, we're getting too soft. We're not applying enough pressure. Now this year it's Denzel Ward. And today was almost like Twitter wars and press conferences. Like these guys are going back and forth at each other, exchanging blows. Delpit saying that I'm not going to play the blame game like my teammates because Denzel Ward said there was a miscommunication, that it wasn't his coverage. I mean, at what point, where's the leaders on this team? That's what I want to know. You have Myles Garrett, your superstar defensive end. He's not worried about the blown coverages. He's worrying that the fans booed him off the field. You know what, 95? You deserve to be booed off the field.
That was disappointing to me.
Some
That
of
was
those
very
fans-
disappointing.
I mean,
I was
talk about
hoping he'd walk that back.
You know that when he got off that presser, he's like, my God, what have I just done?
I don't know that he does.
I
Man.
do.
I think
No,
these guys,
I don't
some
know.
of these guys just, it's just like they cannot comprehend that some of these fans, spend so much money, hundreds of dollars to get into the stadium and then beers and Muni lot parking spots and merch. And then to see you do that, and then to see you call them out after the game where you didn't even play that well. 1 sack, 1 tackle.
Oh. I'm not at the point of the season, week 2, going into week 3, before I'm going to start blasting our star players. So Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, a lot of blame on the internet. Yes.
No, I mean, come on, right.
One guy
He's
will blame
only a half
Brent
sack
Vocal
away from having the franchise record from Clay
in year
Matthews,
6.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying that he's not great on the field, but what I am saying is, where's the accountability? Where's the leadership? It's the same stuff we saw last year, and everybody told me, oh, Nick, when the bad man is gone, when Baker Mayfield's gone, everything's gonna be kumbaya. There is no leaders inside Berea right now. I've yet to see one.
Ouch.
So
who is? Who's the leader?
It's Myles, and he had a giant misstep with the media. I don't know. I think he's kicking himself for that comment. He's had some mistakes in the past, but
I hope
you know what? We can bitch all we want, but Thursday, if we win, it doesn't matter. We're 2-1. We're in first place in the division, but they have so much to work out. I don't think going back to the defensive side, I am less mad at Joe Woods and more mad at Grant Delpit and Denzel Ward for kind of what you're saying. So, and I kind of agree with your point. Like, it must be really, really bad if Denzel's tweeting about it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see that coming.
No. But I mean, the guy does not use Twitter. He is not on Twitter.
Yeah. So he must have just gotten triggered, or maybe to your point is, Stefanski said that was the play.
So why are
what
guys
are you
not talking?
doing?
Why are and Denzel called it out today when he met with the media, and I was so glad that he did. I'm like you said, I'm not trying to see Joe Woods lose his job. I want to see this work out. I don't think anyone wants to see Joe Woods get fired. They want him to be a better coach, and if he's incapable of that, then you take the ultimatum of parting ways.
Sure.
So I don't think that's the result. But why is the guy alternating the player with the green dot, Anthony Walker, who calls the defensive plays in a key drive where you're trying to prevent blowing a game in historic fashion? Your defensive play caller isn't on the field? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, and you have one of the best man coverage cornerbacks in the NFL playing zone on that play when you have no one back. And the only way you lose that game, it was 99.9999999% for us to win that game. And we give up a bomb.
Legend has it Garrett Wilson is still running free down the middle of the field at First Energy Stadium right now. Nordonia High School, Denzel Ward didn't play zone. Ohio State Buckeyes, Denzel Ward didn't play zone. This coaching staff and this regime just tries to outsmart everybody and anybody. And it's worked once. They have one playoff win Congratulations. That's starting to become very far removed.
Chris, if you have to pin this on someone, who are you going with?
Yes.
Pin it on one person. Oh God,
I don't know, or a group
you
of
can't
people.
do that.
What,
Hey, this is a
okay.
team loss.
Oh,
I mean, you
wow.
had
Chris is
special
at the press
teams.
conference. PC.
No. I mean, we haven't even talked about special teams, right?
Oh,
Cade
man.
York. I mean, can we also recover an onside kick? You know, teams do that. There's
How about the
so
fake
many
punt?
outs
What year
here,
was it, Chris? Chris, what year is it? And the Browns got beat on a fake punt in what year?
and a fake punt. That's right. I mean,
Dude,
special teams
that's
just
what-
fell on their face.
That's what the shitty Browns used to do. Like, the only way we could score was a fake field goal.
Dude, you could ask Madden, and they would have had a better punt coverage, a better onside kick coverage. What happened yesterday?
I don't know, man. And it's 2 weeks in a row that we're talking about this, and I feel like it's getting progressively worse. Like we talked about last season, Joe Woods' defense started off not so good.
No.
Developed, got better, improved throughout the year. So I'm fingers crossed that is what's going to happen here.
And that's what I want to know too, Dave, is how did this fall off a cliff though? Because these are the same exact players, same exact scheme. Because last year everybody was, we got to get rid of Joe Woods. The scheme sucks. The scheme doesn't work. This scheme, no one else runs it. Well, the scheme worked. We saw it in the second half of the year. They started winning games, and it was Baker Mayfield that held them back. This year, it's the same scheme. It's the same players. So what the hell is going on? Why did it fall off a cliff after they looked so good at the end of last year?
Man, we should have just drafted Troy Smith back in the day, and everything would have been fine.
Bingo.
Let's bring him in.
Let's bring him in. It's
Huge
time
guest.
for our featured
Huge guest.
interview of the week. The one and only OSU legend, Troy Smith, joining the show. Let's bring him on in. Today on the Labatt line, we have Ohio State legend, 2006 Heisman Trophy winner, no big deal, Troy Smith. Troy, what is up, my friend? Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show.
Everything is up. I appreciate you guys having me. And that little tidbit about if the Browns would have drafted me, that means so much. So you guys are already a part of my favorite people. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. We know you're an Ohio guy through and through. I want to start here with you, though, Troy. Everybody knows about your on-the-field accomplishments. You know, NFL draft pick from Ohio State at that quarterback position, Heisman Trophy winner. But we love what you are doing off the field with this mental health movement, with the Jeffrey Schottenstein, program and the charity auction that you guys are setting up this week for the students at Ohio State. That's so important to me. Can you talk a little bit about the mental health charity event that you guys are getting going for this weekend?
I would love to talk about it. Thank you for starting off with that.
Absolutely.
It means so much. Simply put, Jeff is a brother of mine. We graduated Ohio State the same time and went through a lot of the same things, been through a lot of similar ups and downs. And specifically what we want to do is get rid of that stigma, get rid of that vulnerability out there that, specifically everybody deals with a small version of mental health. We want to create platforms that everybody can understand that it's okay to be themselves, and then also get rid of the stigma and level and equal out the playing field.
Absolutely. What type of mental health support system did you have, throughout your career and specifically your time in Ohio, your time at Ohio State?
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't really get a chance to understand the ups and downs of mental health until after the sport. A lot of the things that we would go through, it wasn't attributed to mental health back then. It was just you supposedly being tough and being strong and being an athlete and getting through it. I was a foster kid from 7 to 14, so abandonment for me has always been an issue, and I didn't know that. This is exactly why Jeff and I clung to each other the way that we did. Our relationship resonates in so many different areas. And yes, specifically, all those different ways of understanding and knowing what mental health means now is why we're stepping into this category so that everybody across the board can feel safe.
Absolutely. You know, talk about growing up here in Ohio and some of your upbringings there. The Ted Ginn Academy has been a pipeline on the field for talent from high school to Ohio State. On the field, we love it. But how big of an influence did that program have on your life, Troy?
It was my life. I'm a Cleveland kid through and through, so I played all 7 years of Muni League in that division of Ohio. You know, the Glenville community raised me. It taught me a lot, gave me however many different life's lessons, the ups, the downs, the tumultuous times in those inner city portions of Ohio. But it made me who I am, created so much character. And if it wasn't for men like Ginn Sr., Ted Ginn Sr., the list goes on and on of the different guys that in the Glenville community and program that helped me. Some of them passed on, some of them are still here, but he's a 5%er in the ranks of understanding what he went through with his pancreatic cancer. He beat that. He's like a superhero in that aspect. He just within himself, the trickle down effect of being around him, he made me so much stronger, gave me so much more hope. And if it wasn't for him, Jim Tressel, Joe Daniels, God rest his soul, I wouldn't have been a successful Buckeye.
Yeah, while we're on that same topic, I think that's a perfect segue here. Could you talk a little bit about Coach Tressel and how he helped you out throughout your journey of, you know, being a high school kid, you know, just a kid from Cleveland, kind of just like all of us, you know, and finding your way as a Heisman winning Buckeye?
Yeah, he brought that Northeast Ohio swagger, those Northeast Ohio blue collar scruples. You know what I mean? That old school way of being. Accepting whichever versions of success, or, you know, I'm not going to use a terrible word, but the other versions that's not so successful, got to accept all of that stuff. His choices and decision making to help me become a better person is everything. He looked me in the eye face to face on a number of different occasions and let me be myself. And then that also transferred over to the field. Obviously, everybody knows we went from running the football, they say 3 yards in a cloud of dust, to throwing it from the first play of the game to the end of the game. You know what I mean? So Tress means so much to me. Joe Daniels, all of those men, they were incredibly influential in my life. And without them, I wouldn't be here.
Troy, favorite Tressel story? Do you ever get mad at you?
Oh, my God. Come on. Getting mad at me is it was pretty easy back then because I had delusions of grandeur, man. I always thought I was much better than what I really was because I was, quote unquote, the runt of the litter, the last scholarship given, the overachiever in so many different ways. Because I was a foster kid and I used to approach everything with an attitude, and Coach Tressel firmly stopped me one day within the facility and looked me eye to eye, face to face, and you know, just let me know. He gave me that Youngstown State swagger. He gave me the whole versions of that, you know, blue collar way of being. And I knew right then and there I need to shape up or I will get shipped out. I'm not gonna give you the extracurricular words that he used, but just know it was a stern.
We're on the internet. You can do whatever you want, Troy.
Just know it was a stern. What's so crazy too is like you still got that like athlete mentality. I'm like, oh shit, if I say something, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, like, no, I can really let loose. Maybe we'll do that another time.
Yeah, there we go.
But know that his comb over was not a straight comb over when he was talking that shit to me that day. Just know he got after it.
I love it.
You know, going through some of that on the field stuff, man, at what point did you realize that this was for real and that you were in a way big time? Like at what point in your Ohio State career did it really set in for you that you had a real shot at winning the Heisman?
Well, and Troy, take them back as well. Like when you arrived at Ohio State, you were talking about that last scholarship. You weren't a quarterback when you showed up to Ohio State, at least not on the field. Can you talk about how that progressed throughout your career?
Well, specifically to get on the field, I would listen to anything Ted Ginn Sr. used to say back then. If he told me if I ran into the wall 10 times. On the 9th time, I would probably believe that the 10th time is going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He told me to do whatever I needed to do to get on the field. And I have always been in love with the quarterback position, but because I am a soldier in those rights, I listened to him, and Jim Tressel asked me to do a number of different things just as far as being an athlete. I used to return kicks. I used to return punts. I used to get my block knocked off at practice. It was always fun because what I would do in retaliation was I would tear up scout team plays. I would never throw to the red X. I would never throw to the guys that they wanted me to. I would throw to the guys that would get open. You know what I mean? Those times were great. And in the dictionary version of being humble, it taught me that I needed to deflate the air in the balloon. I needed to come down a little bit. I needed to be less of a person then, but to also come back even stronger, because all of those lessons and different things that I went through made me so much better as a quarterback when I got a chance to ripen.
Better returner, you or Ted Ginn Jr.?
You know what, man? I think my career long was like 14 yards. I ran straight into the wedge on purpose. It was at Wisconsin. It was raining. It was cold. And I wish I could run a quarter of the speed of Ginn Jr., man. He's always been faster than me, man. I've always envied him for that. He's one of those type of people, too, where he can eat whatever versions of food and like his skin sticks to him. He will always have 2, 3, 4, 5% body fat. He's walking around eating Laffy Taffies, candy, oatmeal cream pies, honey buns. It doesn't matter to him. You know what I mean? He's a mutant.
That's like our host Reflog. He was getting ripped on the internet today for being too skinny with Bernie Kosar this afternoon.
Man, don't feel no type of way, bro. You look good, man. It's us who get, stress and anxiety, get putting on all that water weight, face looking all poofy.
Thank you, Troy. I feel a lot better about myself. That little pep talk there, that helps.
Hey, you should, man. You should. What?
Hey, how you feeling about the team this year, Troy? When you saw what they did out there on Saturday against Toledo, now they're going to be entering some Big Ten play. What do you think about this team? Where do you think that they're going to go this year?
I feel real good. Specifically at the quarterback position, I can't feel any stronger in the nation as long as we keep this kid upright. He's going to throw strikes. He's going to throw touchdown passes. He's going to throw the ball all over the pitch. Defensively is where I really believe that we're making the biggest strides. Our new defensive coordinator, I like his game plans. I appreciate the zone blitzing a lot. A lot of that man stuff is where we would miss tackles, and obviously the big plays would happen. The zone blitzing, the different things that he's doing. I appreciate defense when it's chess versus checkers, and it looks good so far.
Troy, being a Cleveland kid, were you a Browns fan growing up?
Man, dude, diehard Brownie. I've been saying for years, me and my mom, we're going to be dancing in the middle of the street when it all works out for us.
We'll be there with you.
Yeah, trust and believe. I'll be in Rocky River doing the butterfly. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, we're right down the street in Bay Village. So, yeah, we'll meet you there.
There
so
you go.
Troy, we're the same age. We're both, I think, 38. And
Yes,
we've never experienced a good Browns team growing up. Like, we remember Bernie, but we were young back in the day.
Right.
What do you think about this team? I know we were joking around when Garrett Wilson smoked our cornerback Emerson, but what are you thinking about the Browns this year?
I'm feeling good. It's funny that you say that yesterday with Garrett Wilson, because I was, doing my portion of the family meal yesterday, and I was preparing the protein. Had some salmon on the Traeger. If you don't have a Traeger grill, go out and get one. It's the best. And as soon as I came back in, I seen my brother Joe Flacco underneath center. Yeah. And jokingly, I said, "Oh, this is over. He's taking them down. They're going to score. The Jets are going to win." My mother looked at me. She gave me a look that could kill. You know what I mean? My lady looked at me. I'm like, I thought I was interested. And then, 4 or 5 plays later, it just is what it is. Garrett, and I was asking specifically, where was Garrett Wilson? Because at the time, I just didn't see him when I came back in the house. and he struck pay dirt, man. And I've been watching Vinny do that a long time, and they was asking too why I was saying Vinny. Joe's middle name is Vincent, so I always called him Vinny. You know what I mean? So he's always been a great friend of mine, man. We had a great rapport, great chemistry together in Baltimore. If I didn't go through the illness, who knows what would have happened? And I've got nothing but tremendous respect for Joe Flacco. Love him to death.
All right, so you heard it here first. The reason we lost, we were trying to pin it down. It was Troy Smith walking with his ladies.
Not Jacoby Brissett, not nobody else. Not.
It was the damn Traeger.
Troy, let's rewind a little bit because we're talking about your time at Ohio State. We were leading up to the Heisman. That process, because everyone in Cleveland, everyone in Ohio was so proud of you back then. What was that whole experience like for you?
It was crazy. It was surreal. It was, at the time I couldn't really understand what I was going through because I was just trying to grab a hold to the reins and hold on tight. Getting a chance, and Gian Sr. told me this prior to us going to Ohio State. He said, when the quarterback at Ohio State is selected, he's kind of like, he's as high as the governor in the state. You know what I mean? Like his name ring bells. And at that time, I was so hell-bent on competing and going against whomever else was in the quarterback room that it didn't really dawn on me until later into the career there. Playing at Ohio State and having some success means everything in the world. The sport, within camaraderie, within everybody else, brings us all together. And when you've had some success, special things happen. We were just totally blessed. All of the stars aligned for a 6-foot guy from Cleveland, Ohio, to bring home the Heisman Trophy. I mean, I couldn't be more blessed and I couldn't be more happy. You know what I mean?
When you were sitting up on the stage, did you know?
Yeah, we actually did, because specifically through the week, we kept doing a lot more things as a family than Brady Quinn or, you know what I mean, our other guy that was there.
Darren McFadden.
Yeah, Darren McFadden.
Yeah.
We just never saw their family at any other events and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, we get it. You know what I mean? It was always only us. So it was pretty cool, though. It was awesome. My mom had never experienced New York, and she got a chance to do some crazy things because they actually lost a lot of our luggage when we came. So we had to get a nice shopping spree for the ladies, and everybody was cool.
Oh, no. Who was it that their Heisman Trophy went? Was it Eddie George? He put it through security, and they almost broke it.
Yeah,
yeah. At least that
like that. Something crazy, man. I don't know why he didn't put that thing up, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he was just as excited and as happy as I was. He's a lot stronger than me too, because that thing weighs 50 pounds. And as soon as they told me to put it down, I put that baby up. Trust me.
That's what people say, man. People say that it's heavy. That and the Olympic gold medals. Remember Katie Najat with that gold medal? So heavy.
Yeah. It's definitely a trophy that has some girth to it. So when you see those guys up there with them tight ass suits on and they smiling, just know they sweating like a mother.
How cool is it? How cool is it when they do, the ceremonies and everything to kind of hang out with those other Heisman winners one time every year?
Oh man, it brings you back to being and understanding and knowing like this is really a one-shot thing, because every year you get the guy who was that dude, unless you're the 1%er, like who from our team. You know what I mean? Archie Griffin. Archie Griffin stands alone. He's the only one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's got like perfect white pearly teeth, and when he's like smiling, it's like, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else. It's supposed to be him.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Troy, good stuff, man. Obviously, we know, we talked a little bit about the mental health stuff that, you're working on. I believe it's this weekend, right? How could everybody get involved with the charity auction that you guys got going on for this weekend?
So specifically, the ways that everybody can get involved is through Instagram, through Twitter, through whichever social media versions that you have. We have different things that, pretty much reach out to everybody. We got another guy on our team by the name of Daniel David. He does a great job across the board with setting things up and putting everything together. He's got a whole list, a category of information that you can, pretty much go through his IG, pretty much go to my IG, and you can get a whole bunch of information. But everything is geared towards having a great time at a Buckeye game with an experience that you can't get unless you're alongside, quote unquote, some of these Ohio State legends. What we want to offer and what we want to bring is the ability to turn all of those frowns upside down in the versions of mental health and continuously have a smiling, upbeat, happy day with hopefully a Buckeye victory. But even though sometimes it might not go in our favor, we'll have other things that bring a huge smile to your face, some nice meals down at Town Hall and Mandrake, some other things that we're doing. We got some on the field access where we have some fun. So it's a whole experience, man. The ways that we bring in the game, it's always been pretty much isolated and just us. And now with the whole mental health version of helping people out, there's no better way to make a Buckeye fan or anybody who likes football smile than taking them to a Buckeye game, enjoying a nice kosher hot dog, and the Buckeyes winning.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. That is fantastic.
Before we let
Chris,
you go. Yeah, before we let you go, that I know football players only think about the next game, but of course, being Ohio State, you've got that team up north come November.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the game this year and what did that game mean to you?
And Troy, before you get into that,
dude, I got all kinds of thoughts, man.
How many times did you beat Michigan? I can't remember.
Yeah, we got a chance to whoop them up a consecutive 3 times in my days.
Yeah,
but I also watched Craig Krenzel beat up on him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I learned so much from him. And I didn't mean to interject and cut you off so abruptly, but you asked me something that always strikes home. I appreciate whooping that team's ass.
Yes.
When we lose, it means something to me. You know what I mean? So I've been chomping at the bit. We will be in attendance that day as well, offering the same thing. And that's the thing that we did this year. Wow. 4 different games, we offering up these packages. It was the Notre Dame game. We did very good there, came out with a win. Wisconsin coming up. We're going to hold tight there, black it out. Everybody black it out. You know what I mean? Yep. Iowa, which is always one where they play us crazy tough. You know what I mean? We got to put on our hard hat, blue collar that day, and then we'll end the year off at Michigan doing what we need to do and whooping that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Put it on a t-shirt, whooping that ass.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Troy, I love it, man. This was a lot of fun. When Nick said that you were coming on, the whole crew was very, very pumped to have you on.
Absolutely.
Cleveland kid, Heisman winner. Went to the Ravens. Yeah, I can't do much about that. But
old school Browns. Old school Browns.
Yeah.
Right. I appreciate you guys having me too, because specifically with this mental health thing, it's time for the folks that feel that they were underneath the rock or going through some depression or anxieties or whatever the case may be. It's time to let it go. I know for a fact that we can hold on to things that, become an anchor and won't let us be our true selves. This is the reasons why we are accepting these vulnerabilities, swallowing our pride and moving forward. We want to reach out, help as much as we can. We mentioned before about vigor in life, more hugs, more smiles, more love, more empathy, and more of a ways to giving back. And this is why we're doing it. So I appreciate you guys giving us a chance to bring some more awareness to what we're doing. And we're going to keep bringing awareness. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. And especially on the internet, there's so much negativity. It's so nice seeing something this positive that you guys are doing. So we appreciate you on and off the field very much so.
Thank you, guys, man. Inch by inch, success is a cinch. Yard by yard, we make it hard. Let's do it together, guys. Thank you.
There we go.
Love it. Thanks, Troy.
Thanks, Troy.
You're the man. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys.
Troy Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Ray of
Legends.
positivity. Ray
Legends.
of positivity. We needed that today, Dave. We needed that.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, that was awesome.
To everybody on the internet, all these trolls give me a hard time about eating a cheeseburger, being too light. Troy Smith said I'm fine, just the way I am.
Yes, you are, Chris. Yes, you
There
are.
we go. That was
That was-
great,
that was
man. What a
good.
great interview. That
He's
did get me
awesome.
energized. After that Browns game yesterday, we needed Troy Smith to come in here with a bunch of energy, and boy, did he deliver.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Ray of positivity, man. That was
Yeah.
that was good.
That was got me pumped for Michigan too. We're looking a little
Oh my
ahead
God,
to the
I
future,
know,
but
I
we might have
know.
to go bid on one of those packages.
For real.
I couldn't even get the question out. I was expected to say, well, we play it one game at a time. Man, as soon as I mentioned that team up north, he was all over that.
Yeah.
Once we mentioned this is just the internet, he's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
stuff.
heck yeah. All right, did we cover enough Browns for at least the reactionary stuff? We're moving on. It's almost Thursday.
Nah,
Move on to Pittsburgh.
we
Yeah.
got to. We got to. That's the only thing
It's
that
a
there
short
is to
week.
do. It's a short
It's a
week.
It
Do
is.
you guys
man.
think that's a blessing or a curse? I was
It's
gonna
a
ask
blessing
that
for the
tonight.
internet?
I know, but for their chances, do you think that's a blessing or a curse? Because probably blessing that you at least get rid of that bad taste in your mouth about what happened, but curse because maybe you don't have enough time to fix things exactly the way that they need to be fixed. Maybe just a patch against the Steelers. What's crazy is the paradigm going into this game that Browns fans want to fire their defensive coordinator and Steeler fans want to fire their offensive
yeah.
coordinator. Matt Canada
Yeah.
is one of the most hated men in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I would
Answer your
say at least
question.
50% of the NFL is a mess right now.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Chris, what were you going to say?
And if we're playing a team like the Steelers, I mean, we should be able to get up for this game. It's not one of those teams that you think, boy, it's not the Bills, it's not Kansas City.
Right.
So this is a team we should beat. So just the raw emotions of coming off that loss, that should help a lot. And I like the short week in this case.
But Chris, Mike Tomlin, though, the ultimate, you talk
know.
about getting his guys ready, especially for a division game. They're already 1-0 in the division, are the Steelers. So
Sometimes you don't have the
fall
horses.
behind them. I know. I thought the Browns had the horses to beat the New York Jets.
Touche.
I was wrong.
Touche. That's going to be the trump card, and I get that. And
I
we're
don't
down
want
right
it to
now.
be, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right,
There's not
let's-
much you can say to that.
Let's look at some over-unders as we preview this Pittsburgh game because it is Steelers week. It is time for over-unders. Let's kick it off. Over-under. By the way, can we talk about my bet?
Oh my God! I
the
can't
one
believe
you
this hasn't
jinxed?
come up. It's 9:43.
Oh my God.
It's 9:43. No, I can't believe that.
All right,
I cannot believe that. And also, this group chat of everyone that's in here, minus Gab and the show accounts,
Yeah.
jinxed it. I mean,
Oh, you guys jinxed it so bad.
I
So
thought you had
I
it.
am very, very conscious of making sure that I don't tweet anything, I don't text anything, I don't call anyone until it's done.
Yep.
Because I've had a bad beat in the past. Not that many, not like this. Dollar Dog Nick here in the studio. What did you say?
He was saying to hedge it. So he was saying,
What if you said it was a lock?
no, I didn't.
No.
I'll pull this right
Yeah,
now.
pull
that up 'cause I
think it
told
was.
him to hedge it and live bet the Jets when we were down by 13. It had to be like
That would have
a
paid
million
like
to 1 odds.
that would have paid like $1 million. I don't think they would have taken the bet. So this was a parlay, and I had a feeling Amari Cooper was going to have a big game.
Yeah.
He was due. He was
Yeah,
running
bright
really good routes week one. Jacoby just missed him. I was like, this is going to be the game. He goes for 101.
101.
I needed 100. I needed one touchdown. He gets one touchdown. And we have a 99.999% chance of winning
turning
this game.
$100 into $1,700.
And
it
so
busts.
we've got a group text in the neighborhood here. I sent the screenshot at right before the bomb.
Oh,
And everyone's like, "Oh, let's go party!" And then I was like, "Oh no, we're gonna lose."
oh my God. I can't believe that happened.
Oh.
I
I
cannot
still
believe
can't.
that happened.
So we got to do another one.
Yeah, I'm down to do one this week. Thursday Night Football. I'm trying to give something away. Vibes couldn't be lower on the internet right now. I mean, maybe a little bit higher after Troy Smith blessed the airwaves on this show. But yeah, I gotta get a good giveaway cooking for this week too.
All right, so let's look at the over/under. So 55 yards for Browns tight ends total. Njoku and Bryant. So you put those two together, over/under 55 yards.
You would think
give me the over.
Yeah, I would love to see more out of David Njoku. I know Chris said it last week. I'm going to say it.
I was going to ask that question again. Like, why did we give him a contract if we're not going to use him?
That's the crazy part is they're using him, but did you need to give him top 5 money to use him as a blocking dummy? I mean, that because he has turned into a very good blocker. I will give him a lot of credit. I mean, when he got into the league, albeit he was 19 years old, he was a horrible blocker.
Yeah.
He is now one of the best in football. However, he's also 6'5", 6'6". He couldn't come up with that jump ball in the end zone, but you got to give him more than one opportunity.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't really
don't get it. I don't get the David Njoku thing.
Yeah.
I really
and the offense wasn't
to see a lot more of him.
The offense was not the issue yesterday, but there was some weird stuff with it. Like we talked about so much Chubb and Hunt on the field at the same time. Didn't happen yesterday. Anthony Schwartz did not play. You know, he played, but he didn't catch a pass.
Yeah.
David Bell caught one ball.
Hey, wait.
4 yards.
Is that a problem? I don't know. I don't know. If
I was actually a huge fan.
I liked how the offense
of the dink and dunk offense because we were shredding them.
It was weird though. And
if you're handing it to Schwartz, you know, those plays and the little lateral stuff, that's fine.
The Jets. What happens when we play Baltimore? What happens when we play the Miami Dolphins, who look really good? What happens when we host the Los Angeles Chargers? You know, it worked against the Jets. I have a little bit of reservation about how sustainable that could be.
Yeah,
but Jacoby Brissett looked better. Brissett looked better.
I thought he looked
building
awesome.
an offense for a guy who's not our long-term solution. And we saw some progression there. I don't see an issue right now with the offensive side of the ball. When you've got special teams and you got defense that just crapped the bed yesterday.
I'm just telling you, man,
I thought the offense took a nice step.
They're going to have to score some points against the Dolphins, the Chargers, the Ravens. All tough games that Jacoby Brissett's going to have to play and hopefully be competent enough to give the Browns a chance. And we thought the defense was going to be what keeps them alive in these games, and maybe we had it all backwards.
Over under, not to go negative, 1.5 turnovers by the Browns offense. You take an over under. I'm going under.
I'm going to go over.
Really?
Dude, it's the Steelers. I get that there's no TJ Watt. It's the Steelers. It's Mike Tomlin. He gets his team ready for these games, especially on the defensive side of the football.
We've had one turnover this year. They're doing a very good job managing the game. And I mean,
that turnover,
that's an outlier. That's an outlier.
Yeah,
and that turnover was, you know, we're trying to make a play at the end of the game, and you know, what else do you do? Jacoby Brissett's just trying to move the ball there.
God, but I went back and watched that play. They rushed one. I was like, you could have. We had a timeout, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, he could have ran for 8 yards.
Yep.
Cade York, game winner again.
Because they were so close to the field goal line. Did it cross your guys' mind? I get that there was only 22 seconds left. When there was 22 seconds left, I was like, they have a chance at this.
Yes, I thought we were going to win.
Like Cade York could walk it off again.
I was expecting that.
Yeah,
which is probably not a good thing.
I hate the Cade York slander tweets too. Like, can we stop? I get that you got to make your extra points. It's your one job. Come on, catch me at the game on Thursday in my Cade York jersey.
He got a pass. You got a 1 week pass.
You made the game win. He's the only reason why we're not 0-2 right now.
That is correct.
We're giving out a few passes tonight, aren't we? Cade York.
Yeah. Who else gets a pass?
Myles Garrett gets a
pass.
Garrett
gets a pass for his comment. No, I'm giving him a pass.
I'm going to go ahead and give him a pass.
Gets as many passes as he wants.
Yeah, Nick Chubb,
I still want Myles Garrett to walk that back. I still, and there's still a chance for him to do that.
I think he will. I think he will. As we get into the pressers leading up to Steelers week, I think he's going to walk that one back.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
Wow. Plus, you know what? I don't care if this team, you know, gets up there every presser and yells about the fans and how much we suck. If you guys go out there and win, you know, like if you win a bunch of ball games, you could treat us like crap. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. Over under 7. Third down conversions allowed by the Browns defense. Wow, we are getting in the weeds on this one. I have no idea.
Let
me read that again.
Let Betjack price up these odds for us.
Yeah, all right. Over under 7. Third down conversions allowed by the Browns defense.
We're playing Mitchell Trubisky. If that over hits, and I know we played Joe Flacco last week, I might be in the lake with Sir Yacht.
So for reference, Jets were 8 of 15 against the Browns. They're 1 for 1 on fourth down.
I may have wrote that when I was a little fuming over Joe Woods giving up every third down. So
you were getting into the stats on that one. I like it. I'm going to go under.
So my question is, I don't think they're playing the Halloween music, are they, on third down?
No, what's going on? It's third.
No, and that's fine. Because that used to drive me nuts when they play that music and then they
I
get
never
first
liked
downs.
it. Yeah, I never
and they play
it
every single time. And if they're not playing it this year, I'll take the under. I think we have a better success rate when we don't play that stupid music.
I think, you know what's crazy? I think that all started off with Paul Kruger. They really tried to make that a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Kruger on third downs, that he was going to come in and make him play with those luscious locks. And then it just kind of hung around. You had Pumpkinhead, and they'd show him on the national broadcasts all the time. But
deep cut, Paul Kruger. Deep cut.
Yeah.
Not a friend to show, surprisingly. He feels like somebody that we'd have on.
He was a Raven. Yeah. He was a Raven.
As if.
Yeah. All right, over under 40 total points in this game.
That's the actual over under.
40. That is incredibly low for an NFL game.
Oh, the AFC North. It's disgusting. It's hard nosed, blue collar.
Big Ten football in the NFL.
There has been a lot of games 10-7,
Wisconsin versus Northwestern type of vibe for this game. No, I think it has to go over, right? Like, I don't know anything about the bet. All the betting lines of this game feel like traps to me. The over under 40 feels like a trap. And then the Browns opened up as 3.5 favorites, and now they're 5-point favorites. It all just seems so
I mean, if we give up, we're almost averaging 30. I think we're averaging like 27.5 a game through 2 weeks. You got to think the Steelers can put up as many as the Jets.
Especially no Jadeveon Clowney, that's big. No Chase Winovich, that's big. They are looking thin at defensive end. I mean, Isaac Rochelle probably gets the call up from TikTok and the practice squad.
He's just going to bring his phone on the field.
On the field, first ever.
I've never seen a guy tweet that much.
Actually, he should channel the Chad. Wasn't it Ocho Cinco that did the celebration where he pulled, or who was that pulled the phone out of the?
No, that was T.O., I think.
Joe Horn.
Joe Horn. Was it? It was
wow.
Joe Horn. You should pull his phone out and send a tweet. Like after a sack or something. After a sack or something. That'd be so cool. Here's my call to Isaac Rochelle. Play this week if you get the call up with your phone in your sock. And after you get a sack, pull that bad boy out. Press send.
And if we lose, that'll be the last game he plays.
I mean, it might be, it'd be fine in a suspension.
If we're up 30.
Think of the content. Think of the content that would come of that.
Chris, these content creators, man.
Amazing.
Do anything for the likes.
All right, Chris, over under. What do you think?
Through all the over unders, because I've got a number for you, boys.
Well, what do you think? Over under 40?
I
think it's going to go over. I'm going to go. I'll say over. What the heck?
As somebody with
aspirations,
baby. Aspirations to attend this football game, let me pull out the forecast for you. How you like a 64-degree high with 84% chance of precipitation at kickoff?
All right, and we're all going to the under.
Every time that I go to film a video, it rains. Content creation, man. Anything for the line. All right.
Chris, what do you want to talk about?
I'm going over as well.
All right, I'm going under.
Okay, here's the final number. 12. Do you know what 12 is?
Everyone in Cleveland knows what 12 is.
Well, they should know.
That's the
12
magic number, baby.
A magic number for your Guardians. Yes.
Nice.
Big win today. Double-digit wins. Basically, RIP Minnesota Twins. Now we got a big series with the White Sox. Guardians fever, boys. Catch it. Got a couple of weeks left of the regular season.
Yeah, Nick, you went to the game today.
I was down there at the ballpark today, and dare I say, The vibes on a Monday, 1 o'clock first pitch during the school year, vibes were high. Vibes were incredibly high. I mean, people are excited about this team. Obviously, they look great today, a ton of runs. You know, there's still a lot of ball left to be played. You play a White Sox a handful more times. You have the Royals, I think, like 6 more times. But if you look at these odds, you know, we're talking over-unders last segment.
Yeah.
I think the Cleveland Guardians right now are minus 1250 to win the AL Central. Minus 1250.
No kidding.
The odds makers love the Guardians right now in this AL Central. I think we're in good shape, boys, to have playoff baseball back in Cleveland. Youngest team in the league.
And you know baseball is a game of momentum. And I'm hoping we didn't peak too early here. But if they can keep this going into the playoffs, I know we're going to play a pretty tough opponent.
Yeah.
But I would love to see them win a series.
The thing about baseball, man, anything could happen. I mean, the year where the Guardians were in that position where they had, you know, they were the team to beat. Dieter Gregorius took the Corey Kluber to 5 games and then took him yard twice in game 5. And the Guardians were supposed to be the team to beat. So in baseball, anything can happen. And this young team, what I really like about them is, you mentioned hitting their peak. I think they've all hit different peaks and valleys at different times. We haven't seen it all come on at the same time yet. I mean, Ahmed Rosario is really hot right now. Next week, it'll be Quan. The week after that, it'll be Jose.
Then it'll be Oscar.
I think when you have that kind of young talent that's just hungry and they don't know what they don't know how big this moment is. There's nothing to base off of this for all of these guys that got called up this year. I think that's dangerous in baseball.
We're going to get to the playoffs. And they're just going to play the SpongeBob music, and we're going to hit a game winner in the playoffs. And everyone's going to be like, what is going on
in Cleveland? Man, the SpongeBob. Could you imagine Oscar Gonzalez does something big?
I think he's going to be a superstar in the MLB.
If he does something big in this postseason, how like some of those old Cavs songs, like there would be like songs, like when they would be listening to the songs in the locker room, people would be big into the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song in Cleveland.
Yes.
If Oscar Gonzalez becomes a hero.
Do you guys know if the playoffs started today, which they do not, but if the playoffs started today, do you know who the Guardians would be playing in the first round?
New York, right?
God, I hope not.
Who
would we be playing right now?
Yeah, the Mariners.
I would be okay with that. I would rather play the Mariners over the Yankees.
Now, the Yankees would have a bye, so we would play the Yankees after that.
Gotcha.
The byes would go to the Astros and the Yankees. Wild card series: Rays, Blue Jays, and Mariners, Guardians, because we'd be the number 3 seed.
A lot of ball left to be played. I mean,
yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I think they have to do one more win against the White Sox, and they'll possess that tiebreaker. So right now they're 4.5 games up, but technically, if you could beat Chicago, it counts as 2 games because you'll hold that tiebreaker, and that's crucial. All you need is 1. Chicago comes to town. I think this weekend, next week, it's going to be huge.
So we talked about the Browns having a 99.99% chance of winning that ball game. The Cleveland Guardians right now, their postseason projection, the percentage stands at 87.2%.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. Could you imagine if somebody told you
I didn't bet it.
When somebody told you that at the beginning of the year, that on September 19th, they would have an 87% chance of winning the division, you would say, get out of here. Before the Ramirez extension, you would say there's no way they're going to be one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yeah.
Dude, thank God for the Guardians and the Cavs right now.
Donovan Mitchell, baby. How about those new jerseys? When can I get my hands on a white Darius Garland jersey?
Oh, Chris, by the way, I contacted your ticket guy, Sam.
Yes.
I was like, I want to look and see how much these tickets are. Wow, they're expensive.
Yeah.
I think it'd be worth it.
Good seats. The last time I got the Sam hookup, I turned around and Myles Garrett was right behind me.
No.
Yeah. Those are good seats.
Hopefully we can pull some strings, I think.
We'll just write it off.
All righty.
Write it off.
I have one thought. Back to the
write it off.
Back to the Browns. I'm going to say this on everything that I go on this week. Until Thursday.
Okay.
I already tweeted.
How many other shows are you going on this week?
Nick is on 9 shows this week. He's doing Radio Row for the Thursday night game.
He's going to be on the Thursday night broadcast.
Nick, you're not an influencer,
I'm on the Amazon call.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they signed everybody. And yeah, Jeff Bezos saw me memeing him, and he floated me a check to be the last
Wow,
guy.
are you verified?
Yeah, that's why. That's actually
okay,
why.
yeah.
Did you guys see that this week? Jeff Bezos is now the 3rd richest person in the world. Some guy in India passed him up because he had to pay me to be on the Thursday night call.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But no, I'm going to say this on everything, and I already tweeted out. When you lose to Pittsburgh, bad things happen. Don't lose to Pittsburgh. There is a lot of ghosts of head coaches, coordinators, quarterbacks that try to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, that fail to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, and bad things happen after those football games. Don't lose to Pittsburgh. Don't lose to Pittsburgh.
Well, and you know the Browns organization is saying that internally. They're like, the internet's bad right now. If we lose to Pittsburgh, couches are burning.
Jimmy Haslam was on the sideline Sunday.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not
We're going to win.
Don't lose.
Score prediction.
Yeah, we haven't done that. Chris, go ahead.
I'm going 10-6.
Oh, no.
I'm going low again. My goose egg didn't work out.
Oh, after hearing that weather report,
Right?
I'm still going to go. I'll go 32-27. How about that?
Oh, wow. All right. We're on complete
We're going to see a lot of scoring. I don't know how in that kind of weather, but it's just going to happen. I'm going to will it.
All right. I like that.
And I'll split the difference. 17-13. Browns win.
All right. Dollar Dog, get yours in. What do you think?
20-16 Browns win.
Did we miss an extra point?
2 field goals.
All right.
Cade York bounces back.
All right.
One off Brownie's face. 60-yarder right off Brownie.
Hey, underrated part of the Bernie Kosar show, which, by the way, everybody go check it out on everything.
Oh, we have to do a giveaway, too, real quick.
He called Grant Delpit because he was on the Elf when he blew that coverage. He called him Grant Delpit. I was like, oh my God. And Hanford hates the Elf.
He hates the Elf.
You said that's the first thing. The first problem we had with that game was the Elf.
He blamed the Elf.
Said, we're the dogs.
All right. Well, let's let Hanford give away the signed Hanford tomorrow. I think that probably makes sense. All right, so look forward to that that'll be on the Hanford. Go follow him, by the way. He's new to Twitter. He's back on Instagram at HanfordDixon29. Great follow. Great follow. And obviously go follow Bernie. I think everyone probably already Bernie, does. Yeah. He doesn't need a plug. All right, good show. Nick, you want to take us out?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out the Big Play Reflog show. Check us out next week. Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. We will be back. Make sure to go check out shacknews.com. All the best video content in the game right now. They got this new VR game that's out right now where you could be an NFL quarterback. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm sure the guys over at Shack News are.
We haven't talked VR, by the way, in a long time.
I haven't been on it in a minute.
Yeah, all right, we're going to get back on.
I got to get back on there, yeah. Go check them out at Shack News. Go drink some Labatt. Go wear some GV.
Don't spill your Labatt, by the way.
Don't spill your Labatt at the beginning of the darn podcast. And we'll see you guys next week. Love you so much. Thanks to Troy Smith. Peace.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflog Show!